Big. They're big enough to eat a horse. Swear to God. Mosquitoes are about that big. And you could not, the lotion that they used for mosquito repellent, that didn't work. It was like that Ray commercial. And they get used to it. You know, they go out there. In fact, if you put the lotion on, they go after you. Now that's food for them. So those things were things that we had to put up with. Sleep, deprivation of sleep. If you go out on a 3-day patrol, chances are that we slept about an average about 3 hours a day. And we used to sleep back to back. So in case something happened, we got the sides covered. Up even now, until now, I'm glad I'm facing this, because even my wife tells me I never face the back of a door. It's paranoia. I like to see who's coming in. And so I rather have my back to the wall. Things like this that you pick up in Vietnam. If you ever went to a little cafe, remember Vietnam, they had the French, and the French have cafes. And so I used to do that. But I always sat on the very corner, making sure that I would keep an eye on everybody who was coming in. Those things make you alert. Any questions so far? Don't be afraid. I don't bite. Not anymore. Yes, ma'am.
How would you compare I know that it's not really easy to compare, but if you could compare Vietnam to what you know of Iraq, would you say Vietnam is still worse?
In a killing zone, yes, because you couldn't see who you're shooting at. Iraq, which I give a lot of credit to our men and women, you've got a lot of empty space. They can see you coming from 20 miles, 10-mile range, all right? The people, as in Vietnam, we're fighting against cousins and uncles and so forth. Guess what? Iraq and Afghanistan are the same thing. You've got people, Shiites, who are cousins to the Iraqis and so forth. So things are similar, but the weaponry that they're using now with IEDs and so forth, that's even more intense. So things are similar. The politics is similar. The fighting is a little bit more intense. My respect to anybody that goes out there. My son was there 3 times, wounded twice. He's a Green Beret too. But he's about to retire. So he's going to be a sergeant major. He spent his time in England with Prince Harry. He's got a picture of him too. Nice. Big. But he was in England training the British commandos. Now he's home. He's got about 6 more months and he's going to retire. So, God bless. My second one he's a Navy SEAL. He was in Iraq as well. My third is an Air Force commander, what they call a PJ, pararescue. He was in Iraq. So they've all done their duties. And I got a little one who also wants to go out there. His brothers come in there and train him already. So, but my wife now says, no, this one's going to college. That's enough, us sending people to the government. But let's see what happens. I have influence on it. But yeah, that's similar. Were we justified? Is any war justified? No. How did we get into World War II? In fact, how did we get into Germany? They didn't touch us. Who's the one that hit us? Japan, right? So if anything, we should have gone in there, but no politics. We go to Germany. How did we get into Korea? Yes, stop the spread of communism in Korea and in Vietnam. At the beginning, true. After 65, the government is in chaos. So that's what I'm saying. We were there. We were sent there because of politics. But no war is justified. Same thing with Iraq. Were we justified going to Iraq? Or were we justified going into Afghanistan? So those things you got to weigh. But my respects to anybody that wants to do their duty for this country, because they're the ones that keep you saying, no, this war is wrong. But when you're saying that, they're sleeping out there in the desert, not eating, not clean, not taking a shower, making sure that they keep the fires burning at home. So they deserve your respect. Any questions? A little thing that was mentioned in other classes, the when I was in Special Forces, I volunteered along with several others, and I don't know if it's in your history books or not, what's called the Son Tai Raid. This was in November of 1971. This is a mission to rescue POWs in Vietnam, North Vietnam. We had naturally Green Berets, Rangers, SEALs, and Air Force commandos. They all got us together. We practiced for about 3 months and so forth. We went in, and there were 4 choppers. Apple 1 and Apple 2 went in this direction. My chopper and another one, we went in another direction. Why? Very good. We questioned the pilot. I guess this got his coordinates wrong. But while everybody else was at the POW camp, we landed in the VC camp. Over 200 North Vietnamese regulars. So we were all jumping, we were all shooting all over the place. A firefight for about 45 minutes. End result is we took care of business. Only one injury. Me, I fell off the chopper and I sprained my ankle. All right. Then we hightailed it back to the camp, and we found out that nobody was there. They had moved them a day prior, so we missed them. The mission, a mission failure, as Congress or as the President said. Was it a failure? Was it due to lack of intel? Well, we'll never know now, but it did prove that the members of the armed forces, the special forces community, was not going to leave anybody behind. That's where that term, "we leave no one behind," came from. We don't leave the POWs, we're not going to leave anybody behind, as of now. So and the Rangers adopted that code, and so did everybody else. We do not leave any soldier behind. So and then, like I said, I spent time after Vietnam. I went into the Philippines, Nicaragua, Salvador, Honduras, Managua. I ended up in Iran during the hostage crisis, when the Ayatollah took over the embassy, and they had about 194 hostages or American hostages in there. My team at that point was, again, we volunteered and we were selected along with SEALs and so forth, and we went for a rescue. We got approved for a rescue. We were getting ready to go, but a storm came in, desert storm, and it's called a MUVA. Very heavy, you can't see. You're on chopper, so the exhaust of the sandstorm goes into the exhaust, so chances of you being able to get over it is very dangerous. We didn't want to go. We said, you need to abort this thing. But the powers that be said, no, we will go. They've been waiting there long enough, so that happened. The chopper took off, but the intake had already gotten too much sand. We were on a C-30 waiting to deploy to get on the other chopper. Excuse me. Well, the other chopper ran into the plane. It just got off and bam. Naturally, an explosion to shoot. I got thrown out of the. Good thing I was at the very front, I getting off. So the explosion, the blast, threw me clear, but I lost 4 teammates, 4 of my team. And again, mission failure. So I kept wondering, is it me or is it just destiny? So I stayed away from any more POW rescues after that. After that, they told me that because of the explosion, that I would never walk again. I guess proved them wrong. I think I needed to do that just simply for the people that died. I had a good effort to say, no, I will walk and stay in special forces. The only thing that happened was that because of the problem, I couldn't do that. I couldn't jump anymore. So I got a